What if, without warning, time suddenly stopped? Not slowed, not paused, gently like a movie frame, completely stopped. No ticking clocks, no moving air, no blinking lights. Just a frozen universe, locked in a single, silent moment. Imagine you are the only one still able to think, still aware, still conscious inside a world that has abruptly lost its future. At first it feels impossible. Time is so fundamental that we rarely question it. Yet everything you see, hear, and feel depends on it. So let us cross that line together and ask a terrifying and fascinating question. What if time suddenly stopped? The moment it happens, the world doesn't fade to black. There is no dramatic sound. There is no warning. One instant, reality flows as usual. The next, it locks. A bird is frozen mid-flight, wings suspended in the air. A wave is stopped halfway to the shore, its surface sharp and unmoving. A car on the highway is locked in place, tires no longer spinning, engine vibrations gone. Every human being is frozen exactly where they were, facial expressions unfinished, words trapped halfway out of their mouths. It looks like a statue world, but it isn't stone. It's reality, paused at the deepest level. If time stops, motion becomes meaningless. Motion requires change, and change requires time. Without time, nothing can move, not even light. Photons rely on time to travel, so the instant time freezes, light freezes too. That means you wouldn't see anything new. Vision itself would collapse. Your eyes would only be filled with the last photons that reached them before the stop. Beyond that darkness, not night, not shadow, absolute visual stillness. The universe would become a single, unchanging image burned into existence. But let's imagine, just for a moment, that your consciousness is somehow exempt. You are aware in a frozen universe. The silence would be total. Sound is vibration, and vibration requires time. Every noise wind, engines, voices would vanish instantly. Even the air around you would be frozen. Molecules locked in place. Breathing would be impossible. Your lungs rely on moving air, and air relies on time. If time truly stopped, you would suffocate instantly, not because oxygen disappeared, but because it can no longer move. Your body itself would be in danger. Every biological process depends on time. Your heart beats because electrical signals move. Your brain thinks because neurons fire. Without time, chemistry freezes, electricity freezes, thought freezes. In a true time stop, consciousness cannot survive. Awareness requires a sequence of moments. No moments means no thought. So the idea of observing a frozen universe is already a paradox. To witness time stopping, you must exist outside of time, and nothing in our universe does. Now let's push the scenario further. Suppose time stops for everything except one tiny region. You can breathe, think, and move. The rest of the universe is frozen. The moment you try to take a step, reality resists you. The air is solid. The ground is locked at the atomic level. You cannot push frozen molecules aside because pushing requires interactions, and interactions require time for both sides. You would be trapped inside an invisible cage made of paused physics. Movement would be impossible, not because you are weak, but because the universe is infinitely rigid when time is zero. Even light becomes a prison. With no new photons reaching your eyes, vision would fade into darkness. Fire would not burn, electricity would not flow. Gravity would not act, because gravity propagates at the speed of light, and light cannot move. Planets would hang motionless in space. Stars would freeze mid-fusion. Nuclear reactions would halt instantly. The sun would stop producing energy, not because it ran out of fuel, but because fusion requires time to proceed. On Earth, the consequences would be catastrophic and immediate. The atmosphere would collapse into stillness. No weather, no winds. No clouds moving across the sky. The oceans would lock in place, waves suspended forever. Life would end instantly, not violently, but absolutely. No pain, no chaos, just sudden, total cessation. The universe would become a perfectly preserved snapshot of existence. Never aging, never decaying, never changing. But here's where things get even stranger. Time is deeply tied to space. According to modern physics, they are not separate, they are space-time. If time stops, space-time itself breaks, cause and effect vanish. the concept of next disappears. Without time, the universe cannot progress to another state. That means the stopped universe isn't waiting to resume. It isn't paused like a video. It is finished, frozen forever in a single frame, unless time somehow restarts. And restarting time would not be gentle. If time suddenly resumed after being stopped, the release of frozen energy could be catastrophic. All motion, all reactions, all forces would resume simultaneously. Shockwaves would tear through matter. Pressure differences would correct themselves instantly. Chemical reactions would continue all at once. The universe might not survive the restart. Reality relies on gradual change. Instantaneous change on a universal scale could be indistinguishable from total destruction. Now consider a deeper question. Would we even notice if time stopped? If time halts completely, there is no awareness of the stop itself. No one experiences the pause. From the perspective of the universe, the final moment simply becomes the last moment. If time restarts, it would feel instantaneous, no delay, no gap. From inside time, it would appear as if nothing happened at all. A billion years of frozen existence could pass, and no one would ever know. This leads to a chilling idea. If time can stop without being perceived, how do we know it hasn't already happened? How do we know the universe hasn't frozen and restarted countless times? We measure time by change, but if change halts completely, there is nothing to measure. Time could vanish and return, and reality would continue, as if uninterrupted. To us, the pause would be invisible. Time is not just a background for events. It is the engine that allows existence to unfold. Without it, the universe is not dead, it is incomplete. A story with only one frame. A song with no duration. A thought that never finishes forming. Asking what happens when time stops forces us to confront a deeper truth. Reality is not built from objects alone, but from processes. And processes require time. So what if time suddenly stopped? The answer is unsettling. There would be no explosion, no dramatic collapse, no final scream. Just an instant where everything that ever was becomes everything that ever will be. A universe locked in perfection and silence. No future, no past. Only an eternal now that never knows it exists. And maybe the most terrifying part is this. If time ever does stop, you will never know what happened.